I'm Osborne Foreman, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly how much I made on YouTube in January 2021 by breaking down my income streams and plans for them in the future. Also, I'd love to know if you'd want to see this as a regular series, and if so, please drop one of these to support the idea. Firstly, starting with affiliate marketing, which is an advertising model that I would be paid on the traffic or sign-ups of users that click my links in the description down below, and I would receive in some way a commission for it. In this time period, I promoted 2 different products, and they are both stockbrokers, which in hindsight probably isn't a great way to diversify, but I'll talk more about that later in the video. Furthermore, one of these links I had mentioned in every single video, but the other one I didn't mention at all, and I just let it sit there passively to really see a contrast between the two. The first of the two is Freetrade. This is the one that I was very passive with. I didn't mention at all. I just said, obviously I would refer to the other platform, and then they would come and they may see that link down below. In this time period of January, I had gotten 9 referrals, which is equivalent to 9 free shares. Oh, I should also mention that this has changed recently. Freetrade is the stockbroker that I now promote in pretty much every video, and so if you're interested in that, you can also sign up using the link in the description down below. Anyway, I'd made around 9 free share referrals, which were very different. They were all different shares, but to save time, I'd gotten a range from Team 17 to Avast to even LG. In total, I had made £55.30, and that was from those 9 referrals, which we could then guess that Freetrade refers around £6 or more per share on average based on my very small sample. And you might ask, what have I done with this money? Well, this money is sat in my general investment account with Freetrade, which is also sat with my emergency fund. And I do this because this cash gains an interest rate of 3% since I am a Freetrade PLUS user. Therefore, it sat there and it is gaining some value before I decide what to do with it, but I pretty much, when I get free share referrals, I will instantly sell and leave it as is. Furthermore, I've had a few questions about this. People have been asking, why do you hold an emergency fund of that size if you currently live with your parents? And whilst, yeah, true, I will be saving a lot more money, I don't plan on living with my parents for that much longer. Whilst, yeah, it probably won't be in the immediate short term, but as soon as I can, I would like to get out, as there are a lot of creative freedoms, such as time of recording, but also the house just truly isn't big enough for this many adults. That way, I don't have to worry about in the future having to rebuild an emergency fund because it's there, and I don't need to worry about it for a while. The next affiliate link was Trading 212, a name I've probably mentioned on this channel one too many times, and I had recommended this broker in pretty much every single video up until January 26th. Because this is the point where they decided, you know what, they're going to suspend me. Without going into too much detail about that, I will leave the card for that video at the top right so you can click that later. But basically, the users I had referred to the platform didn't use it, left, and therefore I abused their system and got suspended indefinitely, meaning that I don't get anything if new users sign up, and I'm not entirely sure if new users get anything either. Since I am also suspended indefinitely, this does mean this will be the last time I get any income from them, and so it'll be quite nice to see how much I did get in January, and then February it's going to be completely cut off. In January I'd gotten 31 free shares, ranging from a low of £7 per share up until the highest of £75, and this was actually AstraZeneca, I believe. I had made a total of £323.08 from free share referrals in Trading 212, and we can kind of see in comparison to Freetrade that's roughly £6 or more per share on average. Trading 212 has nearly double that with around £11 on average, which really isn't too shabby when we think about it. But it also shows a huge difference between actively promoting a link versus leaving one passively, and there's a difference of 3 times. The money that I've done with Trading 212, this is actually invested into Argo blockchain, which is something I have mentioned in the past on the channel, but I don't have it in my investment ISA because I don't see it as a long-term hold. What I will do is this money is invested in Argo blockchain. I have something like 1,060 shares. That money will be invested. When I find the time to sell that position, I will sell, withdraw all of the money, and push it into my Freetrade ISA. Overall, my affiliate income therefore was £378.38, and I've learned a few valuable lessons this month that I would like to share. Firstly, it's worth diversifying affiliate links. I was so heavily reliant on Trading 212 that whilst we can't see it yet, next month will probably show that a lot of my income stream has just been cut away. And that really has messed me up in terms of revenue stream balance, and therefore means that I'm likely going to feel a little bit on the emptier side in future months without developing up my other income streams. It's also worth mentioning that referring the same company in every single video is likely a method for failure, as it is less of a recommendation to sign up and more of an advert that you're pretty much forced to hear. So I personally would like to diversify my affiliate links and referrals, hopefully having a more balanced product offering which may give me more balanced income streams as well, and with that wider product offering I may be able to encompass a higher overall amount of income because it may appeal to different people if they are diversified. I could have a stockbroker and I could also have perhaps a bank, and therefore some people might be interested in the bank, some might be interested in a stockbroker. There's more range of products and more overall appeal. I also realized that my content was not optimized for affiliate marketing whatsoever. My descriptions were confusing at best and they were very clustered and lackluster at the same time, if that really makes sense, or it's an oxymoron. And recommending trading 212 with the sole purpose of a user signing up to get a free share isn't sustainable, because these users ultimately aren't going to stay on the platform and therefore they will take the value and leave, which is likely why Trading 212 had decided to suspend me and state that I abused their system. Ultimately, the second lesson is about finding sustainable value so that you can change your marketing strategy in order to keep your referrals more consistent but less likely to be cut off, for example, so that you can generate affiliate income without overdoing it and then losing everything and having to generate a new income stream. Last time I had made a video on passive income, I decided to include both capital gains and also dividend income. However, I had a few users commenting and putting very fair reasons forward, and a primary reason for this is you can't really show capital gains as monthly income, as you would have to crystallize the holdings by selling, and therefore the profits aren't locked in and it will likely just overinflate the overall figure. So this time I've decided that I'm only going to include dividend income, and then when I do a portfolio review, which will be my 12-month portfolio review in April, I will then speak more about my capital gains overall and my thoughts behind it. Regardless, I did at least receive one dividend payment from Games Workshop, and this was £30 as I held around 50 shares on the ex-dividend date on November, I believe, which is a very much appreciated and nice boost to the portfolio, as I only hold 3 dividend stocks, and in total that is equivalent to around 8 dividend payments a year. And I'm continually reinvesting this dividend income with my Freetrade ISA. Once more, if you'd like to sign up, click that link down below. On to the more juicy part of the video, and I suspect the bit you're most interested in, and that is my YouTube monetization and advert income. But I'm also going to break down my analytics, showing you my RPM, which is revenue per mil, or how much I make per 1,000 views, and also showing my analytics side of things, such as how much views I had actually gained. In January, in total, I had gotten 47,961 views, which is actually a record month for the channel. And I suspect this is due to the fact that the UK is in pretty much, I think, actually a national lockdown. This means more people have spare time, more people on YouTube. I'd seen this in the past with the previous lockdowns, and so I kind of anticipated this, and for the time being I believe my views are going to be more overinflated or give me more opportunities for growth. However, once the lockdowns end, I do believe my views will drop down a fair amount. However, on the other hand, this was one of my lowest RPM months. Actually, I believe this was my lowest RPM month. Once more, revenue per mil. My RPM was £6.31, which is down a staggering 20% from December. It's important to note that it's likely higher than average. You may see other channels with lower RPMs than mine or higher, and this is likely because UK investing is a more higher paying niche, likely because there's more money in it than the likes of entertainment, for example. This means in total I had made £302.75 from YouTube adverts and monetization on the channel, although I don't get paid until late this month. This actually marks my second best month for YouTube income, which is ahead of December but actually behind November, which I find quite interesting, as it's very likely in November I had a significantly lower amount of views in that time period. And when I look at December, I can see that the RPM had actually decreased from November by 26%. So this highlights that perhaps my November RPM was so much higher, advertisers are willing to pay more, that I still made more in that month, but it is still very close. And actually I find it quite impressive that I've made as much as I have in January, because that shows that it's more than possible that I'm able to continue growing in views, and therefore my advert income will steadily increase also. In total, this means I've made £711.13 from being a YouTube content creator in January 2021, and I had only started the month with 3,000 subscribers, yet I say that as if I've gained much more. I mean, currently I'm sitting at around 3,900. I'm incredibly satisfied with the progress that has been made. I think it's quite impressive because when I'd started this channel back in April 2020, in no way could I comprehend that I would be making this amount that's nearly sustainable to say, you know what, I could therefore quit my main job, for example. Although I don't want to do that at the time being. Especially when we consider the changes in the business environment. I know I sound like an RNS right now, but it is true. The changes means that advertisers were paying a lot less money, but there is more views. And actually, now that I think about it, this might be because of each other. Because there's more people in lockdown with more spare time, perhaps advertisers are actually paying less. That's interesting actually. However, I do believe there's a lot of potential for further upside. And I believe as the channel grows, I could likely get more views in the future, which increases my advert income, which subsequently would increase my affiliate marketing, as potentially more users would then be going down and clicking those links. Furthermore, there are 2 more income streams that I would like to build, but I haven't done so yet. I've mentioned in the past about creating a subscription service. This would be on the likes of Patreon, for example, where a user would pay a certain amount per month to get certain rewards. However, my reasonings in the past were that I didn't want to make this because I wanted to make a high value product that stands out from the rest of the competition, which I think there is a lot of creators on YouTube that have a Patreon with very similar purposes, especially in the investing niche. So I don't want to put a low quality market into a very busy market environment, so I'm going to be taking my time on this, but hopefully I can release this soon with enough value to have in the background. That would therefore give me another income stream. Furthermore, I have been getting sponsorship emails. In fact, I've been getting them for quite a while, but I've not accepted any of them. And this is because I don't think there's enough value in them just yet. Whilst I have the idea or terms to be able to negotiate this, I don't think it's worth my time looking at sponsorship deals when I can look at continue organically growing the channel. But hopefully I will be able to take upon some when I find a product that I would personally use and therefore recommend it on the channel, but that time has not come yet. Once again, if you're interested in how I got suspended by Trading 212, click that card at the top right of the video. Thank you for watching. Have a great afternoon.